Sew Sunday, where I inspire you to sew on a Sunday. I like that better than what I usually say. Anyway, I actually don't have to talk loud anymore. It's kind of good. I can just like talk low and I sound normal. So now I don't have to yell at the camera. Anyways, today is the 29th. I typed it like 2 hours ago, maybe 3 hours ago.
When you got off.
I typed it when I got off my last video. Anyway, it's like the 29th of August, end of the month. It's almost September, and it is still 110 plus degrees outside today here in Arizona. So if you didn't notice the fluff, I took some water to try to tame my hair down a little, but I told you guys, I don't know what it is about hot and sweaty. As soon as my head starts sweating, my hair just goes poof. It's so weird. It never did that before either. It's the weirdest thing. Like the last, I don't know, 3 years, my hair just goes poof. Anyway, so earlier today, if you missed the video, I made a wine bag. That's what I'm calling it because it didn't come out the way I had hoped. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. Maybe I shouldn't get ideas in my head and do them on live stream. Normally I do this stuff off camera. So here is the wine bag. It literally will fit a bottle of wine. The neck will probably stick out like that tall, but you just have to zip the zipper right up to the neck and be fine. Or it could be used for your tablet and other junk and just junk. It could be the whatever bag, but I'm going to call it the wine bag because it's the size of a bottle of wine. So this is what I made earlier. I was making 2 of them. I didn't get a chance to finish number 2, although I started everything, as well as I need to make the straps and put all the stuff together and then put some, since I did it on the other one, I might as well on this one, add some batting and quilt these top portions. And hopefully I don't have to sneeze.
Maybe your tough borders may be too big.
Oh, you think? they're just a little too big. Anyways, who do we got here, Mr. Scotty? I noticed there was a lot of people waiting, so I figured that everybody comes in exactly at 5. So
they all knew from earlier you were coming on again.
Yep, it's Sunday. Everybody knows where I am on Sundays at 5 p.m. All right, let's scroll. We got Vicky here. Susan is here. Donna, Linda, another Linda. Angela here. Joe is here. Kathy is here. Tanya's here. Quiltigram. And for the life of me, I'm so sorry, Quiltigram. Every time someone tells me their name off camera, I still don't remember it on camera. I'm going to really, I keep saying this and I've been saying it for years. I'm going to make a chart, hang it on the wall where you kind of can't see it. That way when a certain name comes on, I can go, oh, okay, that's it. Let's see. We got Diane here, Carissa, Heather, June, Boy, Shirley. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Such a wonderful group. Everybody just chit-chatting. Carissa Scott already read that comment. The top is too big. Yeah. Vivian is here. Beverly, North Carolina. Sandra's here. Bernie is here. Diane's watching from her phone. Such a small screen, but you should be able to see everything I'm doing. Teresa is here. Hello again. Elaine, Kathleen, Laura, Debbie, Gidget's mom. I think I've seen that before. I just don't remember. Gidget's mom. Yep. Let's see. Prayers continue for Kathy. Hopefully you're getting better, Kathy. Sucks. Agnes is here. Shirley is here. All right. So welcome, everybody. If you have a question or comment that you need Scott to see, just type it and he'll see it and he'll tell me and I'll respond. Because now you guys can't hear him as loud as you heard him before. Now you hear me loud and clear. All right, so I'm going to take this piece right here. I kind of did like tiny little things off camera. Like I added my tag to the outside instead of folding it in the pocket like I did on the last one. So I'm just going to, and I put the lines from my zipper on here. So I'm going to attach my zipper and my lining piece and put the pocket together for that first. And I'm literally just going to get to it on all this. Yes, it's going to be so much better for now on. Although Scott did remind me in time, I'm going to have to replace it because it lasts 6 hours at first. You know, I could just move around and it should be good for 6 hours. But after about 2 or 3 years, this microphone probably won't last 6 hours anymore because I'm on every Sunday and all sorts of randomness between. So, and now I've been filming a lot more. So in my midst of filming a lot more, I been using this as well, so that way I could stop getting comments of people saying that they cannot hear me, which would be good. That way I don't have any more problems. Everyone should be able to hear me loud and clear no matter what video, unless I like accidentally not put the microphone on, which I don't know why I wouldn't forget. I do have to take my phone out of its protective case, though, just so that you guys could be plugged into it. Oops. I'm not going to grab any specialty scissors. I'm literally just going to try to get to the edge with these. Right there. Trying not to cut my stitching, but right up to the stitching. I usually do it with little specialty scissors because they're like super sharp and pointed. These are kind of big and bulky, and if I cut too much, I'll go too far. All right, let's plug that iron in. And then, okay, a question on earlier's video was asked in the comments about what the fabric brand is that I'm using. Well, first of all, this is Waverly. This is Walmart Waverly fabric. I had 5 1-yard cuts of it because that's what I had. They were on sale, so obviously I bought them. And who can go wrong with gray and white polka dot? But this fabric here with the quilt words was the only one that had a selvage, and it's QT Fabrics. I cannot tell you the name because it didn't have the name in the part of the selvage I have. So this one was QT Fabrics, and the other one that had the
It all came from Becca, right?
yeah, it all came from Becca, so she might know more. And then the other selvage that came from the other piece was blank all the way across. It didn't have no writing on it at all. So the fabric that made this right here, this outside of the bag, this portion, I honestly could not tell you. If you want to find stuff like this, you know, like say you see something in a video, and this is what I do personally, and this is just a little secret of me to you. When you find something that you like in a video, whatever, so you like quilt cars and streets or quilty houses and streets, Google it. Put fabric with quilt street names or quilting fabric with quilt words, you know what I mean, in the Google, and then go to shopping and you'll just get hundreds and hundreds of answers. Typically, if you type it like little cars on your quilty fabric or little, you want butterfly quilting fabric, but it's a specific one with blue and pink polka dots. If you type that specific word or something specific, it should show up sooner or later. It's not really, I've never had a problem finding fabric when it's something I see in a video, so I just type in words and I find it. I found a panel that way, actually, a nice, pretty butterfly panel that way.
Kathleen wants to know what you're making and if you can show the ruler that you talked about earlier.
Ruler I talked about earlier. She talked, oh, Kathleen, the one that's been asking me about the point, hold on, there's a word for it, there's a word for it. I'll get to the word in 2 seconds when my brain finally settles. Hold on. Strip tube ruler. She wants to know about the strip tube ruler, huh?
Tell her what you're making.
I am making a wine bag because that's what I named it. And I started this earlier. So earlier today's video is not called Sew Sunday. This is what I made. This is a wine bag because it came out way too tall. But it's super cute. I'm just putting the second one together.
You got it.
Yep.
The triangle.
Yep, I'm going to look right now for her so she can see because I know that she's been asking, and on camera is the better place to show. This zipper pocket, this zipper closure opener, whatever. It didn't come out as flat as the last one, but we're going to make it flat. That's what a good steam iron does, is make things flat. I don't know what happened here, but I think it's just because I didn't cut it with specialty scissors.
Angela, what's the coral color of your thread?
It's actually red. All right, we're going to put this down and grab a strip tube ruler because I got that as a question, and I tell people to remind me during the lives. All right, so I'm going to come up to the camera as close as I can. I've been asked about the strip tube ruler. Oh man, there's like no way to see this. We'll put batting behind it. So that's what it looks like. This is 9.5 inches, this one. So it comes to a point. You can cut all sorts of different things with these. You don't just have to use it for strip tubes because it has the diagonal lines, as you can see, that go from what would be a 45-degree angle if it was on a square. And then the smaller one has tape on the back of it, but it might look weird to you guys. The smaller one here, same lines and everything, but this only goes to 6.5. So the bigger one's good if you're like cutting and trimming big half square triangles. And this one is good for smaller stuff. So that's what it looks like. And I need the batting anyway soon, so I'm gonna leave that up there. Place these back on their hook with other rulers that I don't use very often, but I have them anyway. I only have what you guys see here, and then I have a couple like diamonds and stuff like that, but all right.
The difference is I thought it was flat, not a point. How did you cut dog ears, etc.?
Oh, you turn it upside down.
Triangle ruler that day?
No, you turn it upside down, and you can do that with square rulers too. So I don't have anything to square with, but if you were to say this was a square and you were trimming it, you can do it with a regular ruler, lining the lines of your ruler up. So say you want 1 7/8, you line 1 7/8 up on this, and you cut it, and then you would turn your piece after you cut it, lining that same line up on the edge, and then you would trim your little dog ears off. You could do it with the big ruler or with the little ruler. I just turn them around. It's not a blunt tip top. All right, let's put this zipper in here now. See, I pre-put the tape on here. I kind of did a couple things when you guys were waiting for this video. Maybe I could pull from this side. I hate when this happens. There we go. There's one. You really have to like hook this stuff down. I'm gonna leave this. You're welcome. I don't remember what video it was. I think it was like 3 or 4 Sundays ago that I was messing with making half square triangles.
I thought you were using a different ruler.
All right. That's where I want it. It's stuck on there. Let's put this over here and sew it. I'm going to stitch about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Actually, I'm like a 16th from the edge, honestly. You guys really want to know? My first one is like a 16th from the edge. I sew pretty close. And I'm leaving all the excess zipper on it until I'm done sewing it on here. I don't want this little zipper in the way. There we go. Snip my starting point. Thread thread, move about 1/8 of an inch from it, and go all the way around again. I do that to hold it down. Plus, I like that double stitch look. Although this one's not turning out so great. Maybe it's because I already made one today and I'm like, bah. We all have those days.
It came out cool. It's a tall bag.
Yeah, I've never made a bag that looks like this before, ever.
People like tall bags. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm sure it'll sell eventually.
It's the
Somebody will want it.
first of its kind. Probably the last too, because I ain't making it again. So if you were on earlier and heard all my talking and heard all the measurements to make the tall bag, you're lucky, because I'm probably just gonna toss what I wrote down. All right.
Heather wants you to talk her out of her fear of putting in zippers.
Oh, that's not hard at all. Can you see? Look, I just did it while talking. Just make sure it's not one of these inside zippers. For some reason, these hidden zippers look so funny. Aw, Brenda, thank you. Very much appreciated. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn this about 1/4 inch up, and I'm going to press it with the iron, and I'm going to do the same with the piece that's going to be getting hooked on it, because I'm going to be pulling the bag through the regular pocket, or through the, regular way at the hole in the bag. Then I'm going to close the outside, inner lining through this pocket and then close the pocket. I found that this is a lot easier to hide things when I do it that way. So I'm going to line these up real quick, and then I'm going to take this over to the ironing board, and I'm going to press these back so that they stay 1/4 inch folded or so, 1/4 inch or so. Folded back so that when I close the pocket, it's already got a nice folded edge, which actually helps. And I'm pressing them wrong sides. So a nice little wrong side press. And then I'm just going to line them up and sew them together. So I'm going to come back over here. Fold everything out of the way, sew down my sides, sew my top and bottom, so on and so forth. I mean, not the bottom. I'm not sewing the bottom. I'm just sewing my sides and the top.
Yes, I'm just curious how to use a different ruler to do strip tube cutting. She doesn't want to spend money to
You can use a square ruler. You can use a square ruler for strip tube cutting.
Brenda's getting off now. She said that work is killing her.
Oh, okay. We'll see you next time. Popped in to say hi. That's okay. Yes. Okay, and sewing down this side now. And yes, you don't need specialty rulers, and I kind of show that in all videos. It's rare I use anything fancy to do my cutting. I'm gonna take away that extra. There's like 1/4 inch. I'm rolling over things. It's like 1/4 inch bigger, and I don't really want that to stay inside the bag, so I just cut it out. All right. So I have a finished, almost finished. It gets finished at the end. Little zipper pocket inside the bag, where the back you can see the writing, same as the bag I did earlier. But if you didn't catch that video, this one, it turned out looking like a tall disaster that I'm calling the wine bag. All right, so those are done. I need to cut off, I don't remember what I cut off, 6. One of them was 5 inches and one of them was 6 inches.
It's a beautiful bag.
Yes. So there's a 5-inch, and then he's showing it off. It's just super tall. And then a 6-incher. And I'm going to quilt these onto these pieces before I do anything else. So one is going to go on here, but I do need to cut out, I think I cut off like an inch last time of these little pieces on the sides of the batting. Just going to like willy-nilly cut it off. All right, this one's for the short one, this one's for the tall one. Okay. So I'm going to just sick it. I'm going to sick it on here.
Elena says it's very nice of you to show us how to use this stuff we have and not have to buy more stuff.
Yeah, I can't afford stuff, so I have been doing, I'm going to say this. I commented on a comment in the Facebook group the other day, yesterday or something like that. When I first started, I didn't have any rulers. I had not this pair, but a pink pair with black lining on the inside. I had a pair of scissors like this. And I took one of my husband's box opener, or, like, what is that cutter called? It's a sharp blade cutter, and cut card. I measured out with I had this. I don't even know where it is. Right here. And I learned my lesson from cutting with this. Let me tell you. I started with the yardstick. And at first I did use it for just drawing. And then when I finally got my first rotary cutter, I tried rotary cutting against it. But you can see it's got lots of wood chips because I gouged into it so many times. And I think that's very unsafe. Don't ever do that. I learned my lesson. But no, instead I started using the yardstick to measure out extra cardboard from boxes. So all I did was I cut out squares from boxes and made those my templates. And I had a 10-inch square, had a 5-inch square, had an 8.5-inch square. Actually, I have them right there under that shelf. And that's how I started. And then I just draw it on the fabric and cut it out, or I used my rotary cutter when I first got my rotary cutter, and very slowly went against it. And just because you guys are here and I have them because it's like memories here, I started out like this. Seriously. And then I had those things, they're for table placemats. I used these. I used this. And then I cut them so many times on the edge that I kept having to put tape on them. And I mean, I not only did squares, but I did long ones. And I just very slowly cut against everything. Here's my 10-inch square. And here is a 2.5 by 8-inch long one. This is how I started. I really just used this stuff. And you know what? I made a lot of quilts in the beginning without any supplies, just this stuff. And I used what I had. So if you're new to this, I'm telling you, you don't need anything fancy. You can make it work. Because I sure as hell did. Like, really. And I did this out in the garage in the beginning, just whenever I felt like it. So I had fun with it, let me tell you. I had a lot of fun in the beginning. I still have fun now, but with all that stuff, even though I didn't have all the right supplies that everyone else had, like when I first learned of Missouri Star, I still had fun. All right, I'm going to quilt this onto here. Pretty much the same as I did on the other one. Just going to go across it with about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch in between, I guess. Could be a 1/2 inch. I'm not sure. I'm not really measuring. I'm just going across. They seem pretty straight to me. Yeah, you can do with what you got. You can cut triangles. You can cut strip tubes.
Well, the fancy ones are nice to have, though.
Yes, they are. Now that I have the good stuff, my measurements are way better.
My kids have an aunt that still works that way, too.
Yeah, you do with what you got. And if you find it easy, then do it, Alright, I think I stopped right there. Yep, I sure did. Alright, let's go to this next one. I'm gonna go about right here. I don't know what I did on that side. I'm just guessing here. I think that's what I did. Either way, it's the same distance. I'm kind of curious, do the Amish use stuff like that, or do they use all the, American tools, or what we call English tools, for their stuff, or are they still just using a pair of, silver scissors with no color, because I know they don't do color, Do they actually use all the
I don't remember what all my grandma
stuff?
had. She used to do it, but she hand quilted. I don't know what they used for cutting.
I know that they have treadles, the Amish. I watched a video on that. All right. Is that as high as I went? Probably not, but who cares? It's on there. That's all that matters. Now to put
You can ask my mom that, though. That's a good question for her. What all tools they use.
I
She
am
might
going
remember what all
to.
my grandma had.
I'm just going to come over here to the iron. I'm going to make my zipper tabs. I already have them folded. And then also my D-ring hooks, because they're going to this as well. And then when I'm completely done putting this one together, then I'll make both the bags' crossbody strap, because pretty sure some of you guys get stuck on that crossbody thing. So I'm going to go really slow through that. So I'm just going to make these little zipper tabs real quick. Plus it'll stop the iron from beeping at me and you. Although I don't think you guys can hear it beeping anymore. You used to be able to, but I don't know about it anymore. So hot and sweaty though. Ugh. It's the only thing about using a steam iron. If you stand underneath it and you live in a hot area like me, it's hot underneath the iron. That's done. We'll fold this in half. This one will be ready to sew as well. We'll get all this done. All right, so I'm going to sew the zipper tabs on. These are for the D-rings, so I'm just going to sew them close. Let's do the zipper tabs first and then line up where the zipper is going to end. This time I did them kind of small, so I'm just going to lay it right here on the edge, because I'm just using what's left of the fabric, all the little scraps. Stay. It'd be nice if my stitch length was better. All right, we're going to see where it's going to land. Throw that aside, put the other one on. And I double stitch these as well. Okay. These ones came out just a little bit bigger than they needed to be in the width. So that way they're nicely cut to size. Cut off all these little pieces. So that should be correct. All right, let's sew these down. There's one. I probably should be using a walking foot for these. which I probably might change to for the straps because it'll shift to the fabric. But these are just for the D-rings, so it really don't matter because they kind of twist, as you can see. They start turning sideways. If you use a walking foot, it'll prevent that from happening. But does it look like I care right now? All right. Just going to slide my D-ring in here. This time I don't want it to stick out as far. So I'm going to line it up differently than the last. I want it about by the top, but not on the top. All right, so we're going to put it about right here. Let's measure how far down that is. It's probably going to turn out exactly the same. Just watch. That's how it works. We're going to go 1.25 inches down the top of the D-ring. 1.25 inches down. I'm literally going to hold this really tight right here. And I'm going to stitch it on with about a lot of stitching, exactly what I just said.
Vicky started in the mid-80s. She made templates from cereal boxes, she said.
Yeah, that too. All right, we're going to cut this excess away. Whatever works. Seriously. There's no rules. There's no one that says you actually have to do something a certain way. And you know, these come out, it doesn't matter where, so I'm putting them both on the same side. Because they come out exact. All right. 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches. Not 1.25 inches. Oh my goodness. I was reading the ruler backwards. Where is it sitting? Right at the top. Almost 1 inch. Almost 1 inch. Right there. There we go. I don't know what I was doing. Having problems. Okay. I don't want it to move from here. Just stay. Like it listens. It's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
You know, can't laugh about it, and you shouldn't be doing it. Oh, that's so thick. All right. There they are. They're on. Now let's put the zipper on. So we need to make sure that the zipper is landing to where it opens facing from the right to the left. So it's going to go on here, upside down, just like this. We're going to pour these out again. I don't even know why I cleaned them up earlier. I don't know. I never know what I'm doing. As you can tell, I made a wine bag. I don't even drink wine. Maybe I should start, huh? All right, so the zipper pocket's going with the back side. So that means the flat side is going with the front side. So I'm going to hook this on here, and then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam because I have a nice thick zipper. I don't have to worry about using a zipper foot, which is amazing. Okay. So for those that are afraid of zippers, it's not that hard if the zipper is chunky. You need a chunky zipper to start, and you need to move it out of the way when you get so far.
You were being spoiled rotten here.
Oh, Louise, thank you. That is so sweet. You guys don't have to do that, you know.
Kind to us. You don't have to give us
Is today one of those days?
spoiling her rotten.
Does everybody want me to buy something specific? Am I supposed to be fabric shopping? I'm going to sneak off and go. Just to Walmart. We only have one quilt store. We have Hobby Lobby, but Hobby Lobby's fabric's kind of expensive, and they don't do that 40% off coupon anymore. So sad. Which kind of sucks because they sell the Kona cotton there. And not that I like Kona cotton any better than Waverly's brands, and Waverly has just as many colors available, but the Kona cotton for certain projects and sew-alongs is what I've had to use. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna top stitch now. Gonna make sure that that zipper thing is out of the way. Notice I like forgoed the iron. I just used my fingernails. My fingernails are kind of sharp, so, I mean, they're long, so it helps fold fabric back easier. These guys need to totally stay up. All right, next step. We're going to put this guy right here. And I'm going to line him up with the zipper. All right, there. And right here. I do have like 1/8 of an inch of zipper tape, zipper tab sticking out. But yes, iron, I know you want to be touched. And then we're going to put this on this side, facing right sides together. So that way it lands on the back side. And then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam again on this one. And when I finally figure out the bag that I was attempting to make in the first place, I will teach that. But I'm not doing my brain on camera no more. That was just a disaster. I know you guys liked it though.
Heather says this is the zipper part I need to see.
Yep, this is. There, get it out of the way. It's really not that hard. I do it so much and I kind of do it fast, and I'm sorry for that. So that way when I open the whole thing up, look at that. It's all where I want it.
Wendy says she was told every week Hobby Lobby does 30, every other week Hobby Lobby does 30% off their fabric. You just need to find out which week.
Ah, okay. Thanks for the tip.
Every Hobby Lobby, or is that just yours? Because I have not heard that.
Not here, at least. All right, I'm just going to top stitch that now.
A new person on your channel, this is Sewing Creations.
Ooh, welcome, welcome. All right, I'm going to just hold that nice and tight. Top stitch that with my oversized tall bag. Again, I forgoed the iron, but it's pulled nice and tight, and my fingernails pressed it pretty good. I normally iron, but I like crisp edges. All right, so there we have now the outer gut and the inner gut. And now all I have to do is put inner gut together and outer gut together, like that. And then I'm going to cut away a square at the bottom. And notice I also did that off camera. I pre-made my little things away from the edge so they don't land in the corner. That's a lot to sew through, so I cut it off to start and sewed it also. But I'll still sew down the sides because that'll keep the pocket nice and flush. So let's cut 1.5 inches right here in the corner. This ruler is the confusing ruler. 1.5 inches is right there. 1.5 inches is right there. I didn't get it all the way, so let's just use scissors. Get off of there. There's one. Let's do this again. 1.5 inches, right there. Do not cut towards you. Just don't do it. You know how hard that is. You might saw something off.
You want me to help you over there?
No. Sorry, I'm on the silly side today. If you haven't noticed. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and throw some clips around.
Heather says earlier wasn't a disaster, Tiff. Let us see the inner workings of your mind.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I see things and I don't know what it is. And then by the time sometimes it works when I get in here. And then sometimes it's blocks. It's typically quilt blocks. Those work. Those work almost every time. And then I write down the numbers as I'm doing it. But this did not at all be what it was supposed to. My brain saw something else. I don't know what I was thinking.
SL says it didn't seem like a disaster.
Oh, make sure that the zipper is open. If it's not open, you can't turn the bag. I'm opening it because I'm putting everything on now. And make sure that these things are sticking in and the D-rings. You got to always make sure that those darn D-rings are not, absolutely not at the edge, because you hit one, you break a needle. And if you don't just break the needle, you'll break the needle where it goes flying and you might jam your machine, and that's an expensive fix. So watch that. Be very, very mindful of it. All right, let's cut off the 1.5 inch little corner down here. That way both the bags are exactly the same. 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch. Oh, look, that comes undone. So easy there. Oh, look at that one too. When it's like a bazillion layers of fabric, it don't work like you want it to. All right, let's put some clips around this just to hold it together, making sure that nothing shifts, because you know that happens. And we're also going to be leaving an opening at the bottom, which I should have folded under, but I guess I'll do it after the fact because I am not in the mood now. I have other things I want to do, not just the bag. But I started something and I have to finish it. I can't just have this sitting as nothing. All right, so I'm gonna sew a little bit. Oh wait, I'm doing 5/8 of an inch on the lining, and then a little over 1/4 on the not lining. Come on, there we go. So thing is so big, so big. Once I get to this top section, I'm gonna, like right at that tip, I'm gonna veer myself out towards the 1/4 inch seam. I find that the inside of the bag sits easier when you do that. And just because, I'm gonna actually go over this a second time to see the difference in sturdiness. The bottom of the bag, I mean, it feels sturdy to me, but you never know. If I'm gonna put a bottle of wine in it, fully loaded, I'm not going to, but whoever gets it might. I lost my 1/4 inch seam right there. Don't do that again. And a little bit down here, because I still want to turn the bag. I'm also going to go ahead and cut away all the excess. No, let's do this the proper way right here, because I'm going to be folding that under. Okay, the rest of it can be done with scissors. I'm just taking it down to like a 1/4 inch seam. Sort of. I'm not very good with cutting. I kind of suck at it. I'm also going to cut away all this excess bulk right there in the corner. Flip it over. It'll be easier than trying to cut the opposite way. That way all the bulk is gone right there in the corner. And now I'm going to hook my ends together. And I put all my binding clips away. Let's see if I can do this without binding clips. Probably can. I usually do. Just want to keep it nice and flat. I have no idea which way my seam is going to go, but it's going to go. There's one side. While we're here, we'll snip away the excess. And then I'll do the other side. Open it up. And which way did I go with the seam? I went that way. Nice and flat. Look at me. I'm accomplishing something today. And now to close these. And look, this time the pocket things did not land, and they're exactly going to be at the bottom of the bag. And I don't like it when like an outer pocket goes under the bag, because then it's like stuff gets stuck under there. And we don't want that to happen. Okay, let's hold this nice and flat. 1/4 inch seam. One down, one to go. What's going on in the chat, Mr. Scotty? Oh, just asking. Seemed kind of quiet. Oh, how sweet. All right. Bottom of the bag is sewn. Let's find our hand through there and pull the whole thing through. Since it's not very thick, it should fit right through nicely. Just going through the zipper, which I need to open just a little bit more now. I had it like halfway open because these zipper, the zipper pull, that's the word, they're kind of long, so I definitely don't want to sew over those. That's it? Wow. Football season. That's fine. Okay, we're going to push this the rest of the way through. Come on. Come on. Reach my hand in there. We're going to push all this down, pushing all my corners out. I have now created the newest trend in fashion. Oh, it won't go up my arm any further. Oh, there it goes. There we go. It's the new sleeve. What do you think, guys? Just kidding. Sorry, I know I'm silly. Don't say it under your breath. Don't say it. It didn't line up the way it was supposed to. Again, because of the way it is so tall, it didn't look right. One side is different than the other because it's so tall. There we go. Stick out. There we go. All right, let's push this in there.
Shirley asked if it's an oven mitt, and Angela says a giant oven mitt.
Yeah.
Quiltygram says it would make a great gift for a knitter.
Well, y'all probably know somebody.
And Mary asks, when did you start your long arm business?
Well, I started doing it for fun almost actually it's been 5 years because I had this on a frame first and I was doing this. But I was just selling quilts. I wasn't actually taking in people's quilts because I didn't have enough room to do my creativity. When I finally had the room to do my creativity, I started doing it right away as soon as I got my King Quilter. Like within the first 2 weeks of having it set up, I did my first job. So, and that's been over 2 years, almost going on 3.
Yeah, it's almost 3 years.
Yeah.
What size is your frame? It's 12 foot, right?
Yep, I have a 12-foot frame. All right, so front zipper, pocket closes. The back pocket right here, I'm pushing everything in nicely so that it sits flat and beautiful. And I'm also plucking threads. All right, everything's good. Looks good. We're going to pull the whole entire bottom out of the pocket. I'm going to literally reach into the pocket I made, which is open. I'm going to pull the bottom of the bag out like this. And I'm going to seal this shut with a nice 1/4-inch seam because I trimmed that down to my starting point. And then I'll seal the pocket, which I folded already, so it'll be a nice crisp seal. Makes it so much easier. All right, so I'm just going to lay this flat. So to the next spot where I started. Okay. All right, so I'm going to shove that back in there and then keep this zipper pocket out. And I already put my tag on, so, and they're already folded under, so I just have to literally sew that closed. Very nice. It comes out better. That's why I said I like it better this way. I learned this from Lauren Mormino. She's a bag maker. She does mainly vinyl bags, but I got a lot of tips that vinyl bags can be translated into cotton fabric, so most of them at least. Some are probably the measurements are actually cut for vinyl, but I figured it works this way. But I like this better. I like the way this closes better. It's cleaner looking and I don't know, just cleaner looking. All right, so I'm going to shove that in, flatten it out. No, because I'm going to get to it right now. Right now. All right, now. There we go. And just so that you guys can see.
Louise says, love that bag. Louise doing that.
If this had a neck on it, this would be like a wine bottle, right? And the neck would be probably about to right here. It fits in there just perfectly. And if it had a neck, you have, look at this. You still have space. Lots of it. And you can put your crackers and your cheese. I don't know why you would, but I said it earlier. I thought it was funny. You know, or you could take your rotary cutter with you, but like I said, do not drink wine and rotary cut. All right. So there's bag number 2. And now let's just make the straps real quick.
Tracy McBride says, I absolutely love the quilting you did on the small yellow quilt last week.
Oh, yes. That one's adorable. I got some threads hanging off of here. All right, so we got 2 down and 2 straps to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, I cut 3 strips. I only need the 3. They're 4 inches. And I am just going to take, just like you would with binding, honestly. And I am going to put these right sides together on the L shape, and I'm going to sew from corner to corner. And I'm going to make this really, really long thing, and then I'm going to trim it in half. So I'm going to sew from corner to corner, and my diagonal seam tape kind of helps with this.
Anya says, I love the size. I would use it for a pocketbook.
Okay, and then we're going to put that. And we're going to line this one up on it now. Just like this. And then take a couple stitches. Sew all the way across, and then we're going to trim a 1/4 inch away off of these. We're going to make us some straps. That's just going to go in my scrap pile. And you guys know that I have used pretty much all of my fabric. I used a yard. Holy moly. I used a yard of fabric pretty much for the inside of both those bags and for the inside of that back portion. Wow. Crazy. And I used all but whatever's here of scraps for the rest. All right, I'm going to take my little dog ears off. I didn't think about that just 2 seconds ago. Where's the other one? And we'll cut this one and this one off. And then I'm going to press these open because I just am. If I can do it. This is why I don't. Another reason why I don't like to press open is I can't even open the seam usually. Anyone else have that problem? Let's roll it and then iron it. That way it stays open. I literally struggle to like open it. And I know I see people that go like on YouTube that just go right up to the iron and they run the tip of the iron across it. And I'm thinking to myself, why can't I do that? The tip of the iron touches mine and it starts wrinkling it all up. All right, so I'm going to press it with the iron so it's flat, and then I'll go the other one and do that same exact thing. And then I'm making 2 straps. So I'm going to take this whole entire unit, folding it in half. I made myself a little fabric jump rope here. Perfect for my size. Just kidding. I'm going to fold it exactly in half because I just need 2 straps that are like 60 inches. And I'm going to take my scissors and slide them across this top. And then I'm going to take the selvage off of both of these. I don't need that. That is not a cutter. I almost grabbed that as a cutter. All right. And what I'm going to do is at the ironing board, I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to fold them in half, make a crease. Then I'm going to fold the half, into the half, and crease those down. And then whatever, you'll see sort of, or we can come close to the iron because this is also a part that people miss all the time. I'm just going to like hopefully hope that you can see. Right there. That should be good, right? You could see most of the ironing board. All right, I'm going to fold it in half to create my line, just like binding, all the way down. Fold it in half. Because we want this to end at 1 inch. So I'm literally folding it all the way down in half. And then it's supposed to be as long as my ironing board, which it is. My ironing board's 64 inches and this needs to be about 60. So it's literally the perfect length. And then once it's in half, we're going to open it back up and fold half to the center. So that line, just like this, all the way down. I know you guys can't see, and that sucks. What I'm going to do
I can move that. You don't have to.
I'm going to make you guys more mobile and just bring you close because I think that this is kind of far. Moving the camera. Right here's where I usually, when I'm filming. All right, so you guys are going to sit right here. How's that? Better view? Sure. All right, so I'm just folding it in half, exactly like I said. And I got to remind myself to switch to my walking foot when I'm done doing this, because that's how I'm going to be sewing this, is with my walking foot. I'm going to turn the whole thing around like this. And now I'm going to fold this side into that center mark. When I first learned how to do straps, it took forever. So that's why I'm like emphasizing on the strap learning today. Folding it to the center, just pressing. Just like this all the way down. Oops. So there may be a couple little gaps in there, but that's okay because we're going to open it up now. We have like a marking pretty much, and I'm going to take some interfacing. This is the as wide as it is. This is that Pellon SF911. I'm going to come about, so you can see right here, because I'm going to fold this end in. So I want it about, I don't know, right there, about 1/2 inch away. And I'm just going to lay, this is by the width of it, so that's about 20 inches. And we should be able to get 3 of these in here. So we're going to open it up, slide the next. I'm just butting them right up to each other. And then the third one should go right here. And then it's going to have a little bit of extra, and I'm going to cut that off. So I'm just lining it up, but technically I need 3 per. I'm going to grab some scissors and cut away about 1/2 inch away from the edge. So I'll have a little piece like that come off. And then I'm just going to reclose it like this, and I'm going to take the iron straight down the whole entire thing so that that melts in there. And that's cut it right before 2 inches. Like it's not exactly 2 inches because you need to, the fabric has to have a little bit of room to fold over. So I cut it like literally a 1/16 of an inch shy of 2 inches for that. I'm just folding this in, keeping that together, keeping it together as best as possible. There's a gap. Oh well, it's going to get folded in half anyway. That second step is to fold it in half and press it. Some people take and put binding clip. Oh wait, hold on. Got to fold the end in first. Duh. Folding the end in first. There, right there. Now, ooh, iron, don't melt my bag. Okay, so I'm going to fold those in together now. And I'm going to add some more agua to the iron. And then I'm going to do the other side real quick before I... So I'm just folding that in onto the interfacing, and then I iron it down. Be nice if the, thing stayed. And then I fold those in to the center, keeping it nice and flat. And then I just iron over it until it's flat. And now we're going to fold the whole thing in half. Come back to the other end, fold it in on top of each other, and just give it a real good press all the way down. I want it to stay flat so that when I go to sew it, it is flat. Because we have to stitch down both sides of this now. I'm going to make the other one while you guys are here because I want to be able to do both of these straps. All right, so you can see it's ready for me to stitch down this side first, and then I'll stitch the other side. So I'm going to move this one out of the way, over towards the sewing machine, make the second one real quick. For crossbody straps, it's best to do them like this at 60 inches. Some people do them bigger, but 60 inches seems to be a good enough number. So again, I'm going to fold it in half like it was binding. I'm not stretching anything either. I try to just let the fabric lay on top of itself. Because if you start stretching it, you're going to warp it. And then it won't lay right.
Kelly wants to know what you're making.
I'm making the straps now. I'm focusing on the straps for you because I think some people have asked me in the past, and I never actually made a direct video of making straps. So, yep. So, yeah, you guys are getting a full-on strap thing right now. This is for the tall wine bags that I just made. So now I'm folding it into itself. Trying to just line it up right there with that line. Like I said, it's never perfect. If you're trying to be perfect, then this is not the craft for you. Doesn't always line up. Oops, sorry. Doesn't always line up where you want it. Flip the whole thing around so I can do the other way without burning my fingers. So now I'm just going to fold. Isn't it adorable? These big, huge polka dots. All right. Just going to line this on now. Probably a way to line them up perfectly too if you were to like sew them into a block or something if you wanted the polka dots to match up with each other. That's some real specialty cutting though. All right, that's in half. Now we're going to open it up, put the almost 2-inch 3 cuts in here. I'm going to face them down again. This edge, I don't know if you can see it in the camera because I'm not looking at the camera. There it is, right there.
The bag is in the background too, right there.
So I'm going to leave it about a half an inch.
You guys can see the bag that you made earlier.
Yeah, the bag is right here. There we go.
Yeah. Right there.
All right, there's one. We're going to put number 2 in here. We're just going to butt it right up to number 1. So you can see it's cut almost 2 inches, but not quite. So that way it doesn't have a, it doesn't go in there differently. And then butt the third one up to it. This one seems to be cut almost exactly at 2 inches, so it's kind of a little big. Okay. All right, so I cut the end off of that. So these I just put in my little bin of those. And now all I'm going to do is fold my end over first, I guess, because I'm already here. Fold that over. Now fold this on top of it because I'm like literally right here, so I might as well. And then we're going to glue it down now. It's already folded, so all you have to do is heat up the interfacing in there so that it glues down. And you could actually put batting in this too, but don't go too thick with it because, I mean, it'll make the shoulder strap nice and comfortable, but with the batting in it, I've done that before in previous bags, it doesn't fit through the D-ring very well. So I'm going to hook this end down real quick since I'm already right here. I think it's time to iron my ironing board. I mean, oil my ironing board. Yeah, I'm going to iron the ironing board. I'm going to oil it. It's making too much squeaky sounds.
WD-40. And we have plenty of
all right. Marvel Mystery Oil. All right. And now all I have to do is fold the whole thing in half again. Except this time it's thicker. Just meeting up the ends and folding it in half. Giving it a real good press. I want it to stay nice and flat when I get to that walking foot of the sewing. I want it to be, I don't want to have to add anything to it. I don't want to put binding clips or anything on. It'll just be a hassle. I'm going to zoom right through it. All the way down. And now I have 2 straps ready to be sewn. All right, and now I'm done with iron, I think. And I'm going to put you guys back. So the camera's moving. Moving camera. Back to right here. There we go.
Cali Girl Goes Standing Bag's very cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Here, we'll put both of those right there again so that you can see them. They're exactly the same. All right, let's change out to the machine gun foot. I don't know if it's gonna, now that I have this new microphone, I wonder if it's gonna sound like a machine gun on camera, because before it always sounded like a machine gun on camera. Like literally. I have to take out the thing all the way just to put this on here. I also have to remove some of the dust that accumulates here. Line that up and screw it on. It's the only time I ever have to use this thing, really, is when I'm making bags for the straps.
Bags, that's great.
All right. Here's the part where I just zoom through. Literally, I do. I try to be super quick about this part, because if I go slow, then I always end up off the edge, and I don't want that. Would you guys like to see that? Would you want me to zoom in the camera? Come in over here. Let me know real quick before I start sewing. If you guys want to see me, how I zoom down this, where my hands go. Yeah.
You can do one regular, just sit there.
All right, let's just come over. The camera's moving. You guys are going to watch this up close. Right here. All right, there we go. So I always start on that closed side, so that way I can come to the folded side. And I'm going to just go right here. I'm going to stitch, back stitch. I'm also going to change my stitch length to about 2.5. And I'm just going to hold it closed, come right to the edge of that. I can see it, you probably can't. Right there. I'm going to turn the whole thing, and now I'm sealing it closed. This is the open side, so you can see. I'm literally just going to stick my fingers on this side like this, and pedal to the metal. And when I get to this right here, I slow down ever so slightly. I'm going to fold this in just a little bit more. Just like that. Come to the edge, one more stitch, back stitch, turn. Come down to this side, right? One more, back. Not too far. So you can see it landed right there on the very edge, the whole entire way. So if you just use your first finger and your middle finger to keep it where you want it, right there, you just slide it through, just like this. Oh, I have a knot coming right here. I wonder what that, let's see. Oh, it snapped. I saw it. I should have just stopped it. So sometimes that happens. It's not my fault, it's the thread's fault. There was a knot in my thread. Looked like it was retied back together, honestly. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's grab my little guy right here. Oh, come on, get in the hole. Right, there it is. Pull that through. All right, so now I gotta like start over. I saw that little knot coming. Let's find where I was. Everything's nice and trimmed right there.
Wendy says, I don't think my machine gun has ever gone that fast.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna back stitch right here. I'm gonna just line my hand back up, and my other hand is holding it until I can feel it coming up to about right here. My other hand holds it.
Love that.
Yep. I know, I sew fast. If I had, could you guys imagine if I had an industrial machine, how much faster that would go? So there's now on
You
both
comment about
sides.
that all the time. You keep dreaming.
Yes, I'm going to keep dreaming. All right, let's do another one real quick so that you can see. I'm telling you, this is so fun to just like. I used to ride motorcycles. To me, this is my escape. My really super fast strap making.
Patty wants to know if you would like to work with leather for a tippy bag.
I've never worked with leather, so I'm not sure. I have worked with vinyl that's as thick as leather because it's marine vinyl, and it's very hard, but I do it. All right, let me sew this one now. This is as fast as my machine goes, by the way. It would probably go a lot faster if I made a bigger stitch length, but I'm using a smaller stitch length. Just want that in there better. Back stitch. Oops, did I run out of bobbin and I didn't even notice.
It happens.
Oh, first I have a thread tangle, now I have no bobbin. And it looks like I'm gonna have to roll one. I didn't think about that. Okay, it takes 2 seconds to roll a bobbin. Well, it takes like 8 seconds, but same thing. Stick this in the hole. Get in there. No. You guys like the dirtiness in here? Ready? Look at all that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it's so filthy in there. I have to give Juki a bath. Actually, Juki gets a blow, not a bath, but the same thing. It's blown clean, and I think there's like 2 videos of me cleaning the machines. I know there's more than one of cleaning this guy.
Pedal to the metal.
Heck yeah.
Bernie asks, what is the white thing behind the presser foot that appears to keep the fabric straight?
The white thing behind it? The walking foot? This thing?
You mean the thing that's part of the foot?
That's part of the walking foot. It's a big, there goes that word trying to come out. It's a big walking foot. Get through the hole. Through the hole. Thank
So
you.
it doesn't do anything special that you know of? It's just part of the foot, in other words?
Yeah, uh-huh. I think it's just where the walker part is, honestly. Like, I can feel the stuff underneath it.
Yeah, Marie just says it's the walking foot.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's so big, because I've seen walking foots on new machines, and they're not that big. It's just a built-in little, like, thing with a little roundabout right here, and none of this is here. It's so much better. All right, let's find where I was. I'm gonna pop that stitch right there and come right above it.
He says I don't even fill my bobbin so fast.
Oh yeah, I do everything in fast motion. There we go. Go down this side now. Find where I had that thread real quick though. Undo that. And pull out that last one. That looks good to me. Make sure it's down on my lap. you guys know how I drive a car? Oh, that's funny.
Marie said maybe it's just for extra weight.
Probably. I don't know what it's for. And honestly, I don't like it. I hate this thing. But it just keeps the fabric from bowing. See how straight that? I mean, if I would have did it without it, see it's bowing a little bit at the end, but if I would have done it without the walking foot, this whole thing would have been twisted like this all the way, and the ends wouldn't have landed together like they're supposed to. It's definitely
Patty was asking because she started a box of scraps for you. She had some white or cream leather, and she thought you would want some.
I could try, yeah. I have a what is it called again? I have a, hold on, the word will come to me. Aha! Teflon foot, specifically for using that stuff.
So yes, Patty, by all means, Tiff will use it.
I'll try.
One way or another, so give it a shot.
Yep. I have a pattern, I think. I think it's for cork. I have a pattern that I think it's for cork. All right. I'm going to go back the other way now. So I'm going to move the camera for you guys. Let's go back over. Camera is moving. You guys get to see my mess in there. Yes, I use all my scraps.
Thank you so much.
There's not a day that I'm not using scraps. Okay, let's put this thing together. All right. We're going to start with these slider doohickeys. I'm going to, so some of these sliders are different than others. I'm going to put that ugly side as the underside. Like this. And I'm going to pull it out about an inch. Like this. So the ugly side is hidden underneath this thingy now. Okay. So ugly side down, and I'm going to stitch this one, and let me take the other one and do the same thing. This is the part that I struggled with when I first started doing these. Again, I want to go in one side, out the other of that slidey thing, and I just want it to where it's sitting in the middle, the slidey doohickey, and it's also ugly side facing down. And now I'm going to take these over, and I'm going to pull everything completely and utterly out of the way because I don't want to stitch on that, and I don't want my foot on it. But I'm going to run my foot next to it right now for my first stitch. I'm going to back stitch right here, and I'm not going to let I'm going to pull on it and not let my foot get stuck on it. And I'm pull it away. I had a thread break because I was yanking too hard probably. My belly is growling, and now that you guys are on a mic that's attached to me, you might hear it even louder. Okay. Put my second stitch on there now. Now I'm going to stitch it again. Some people put rivets. I'm not going to do rivets because I don't think that this little bag calls for rivets on anything. I think it's nicely stitched. I'm going to throw one more stitch across it. That way it's 100% perfect and holds forever. One more time. Move that out of the way. All right. That is never going anywhere. All right, one down, one to go. Probably not going to get to anything else today other than finishing this. All right, so I'm going to pull that piece out of the way. I'm going to sew right up to it, but not on it. And then one more time. I have this little thread trash can my daughter gave me. I should be putting my thread in it. It's a little T-Rex trash. And I keep forgetting, and I keep putting it, I'm so used to putting the thread in the trash bin that's down next to me. It's keeping it off the floor. One more time. There we go. All right. Now that that is on, so now it's like hooked to that. Now we're going to put this and this one, both of them, with this piece that we just sewn facing upward like that. We're going to grab one of these claws and carefully bring over an end facing upward like this and slide it through to where it looks perfectly even like this. Okay, you can see that? So I have my side that I just folded over facing upwards, then this, I slid this in. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm holding it upward. I'm gonna bring this up to me without twisting it. I mean, it looks like I'm twisting it, but I'm really not. I'm gonna slide it in, just like that, facing up, over to there, and those are both on. Now all we do is put our slider through the top, like this, out, and through the bottom, like this, and it slides. And then you just take your little slider end hook thing, lay it out of the way. So this one's on there. Again, we're just gonna slide it through this top part, put it through the bottom part, and it slides, just like that. I struggled with that. I always got it upside down. When I first started making bags, I was upside down almost every single time. Now, this guy goes in like this. So I want this to come in under, not on the top. I want it under. So just holding it like this in my hand, sliding it in, folding it under, and I'm going to do the 2-stitch thing across that.
Can you guys see all that?
Hoping you can see it.
Closer before she sews it down. You guys can understand.
Here.
Really good.
I'll just come to the front of the camera. I'm going to be literally in front of you guys. I'm hoping that you can see if I sit right here. Okay.
They don't say, so I don't know, but I can move it.
Here it is, stitched on there. So it's stitched on this piece, okay? And I have it stitched to the top. I'm going to hold this to the top, like this, and I'm going to bring this whole entire thing, like this, towards it. So it's folded in half. I'm going to take this guy. He's facing up. I'm going to slide him on there, just like that, and pull him the rest of the way. So you can still see that that piece underneath is upward. Keep that up like this. Then we're going to slide this end into the top, twist it, now put it into the bottom like that, and then pull. So it should lay super flat, just like this. And then when you get to this end, just hold them in your hand, slide the darn thing in there just like this, and come out about an inch like that, and have it facing the bottom. So it would be facing the underside like that. And then I'm going to stitch it on. That was in the camera good, right?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so I'm just going to hold the lobster claw thing out of the way. I'm I'm going to stitch right next to it, and then I'm going to stitch. I'm going to make sure I yank on it when I do so. I don't want to sew on it. Back and forth a few times so it never comes undone.
Thanks, Tiffany. I can never figure it out. You make it look so easy.
It is. It's pretty easy once you get used to it and do it every single time the same exact way. It becomes easier, trust me. In my first like 4 straps, I accidentally sewed one of these guys on first, the lobster claw, and then I looked for a second. I was like, what the heck am I doing? So I had to unpick, and I had already backstitched like 50 bazillion times. Just
I'm loving this demonstration.
I like to show you guys what I've learned. After all, I've made tons of bags now. Okay, so there's one fully done strap for one fully done bag.
Well, you sell more bags than anything, so that's why.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yep. Oi!
You sell quicker than the
This is like a necklace clasp. For some reason, my fingers can't do it. So you can see, here it is. You can make it super duper long to hang, well, if you're really tall. But if you're really short and you want to keep your wine bottle close to your heart, you know, because you don't want it to get broken, just keep it up that way. There you go.
Keep your knitting stuff in there.
Yep.
Needles on,
Or you could just use it as a one-sided strap like that. I think it's cool. All right, let's put the other one's end on.
I'm a bag maker.
Let's put that other one on and be done. And then I think I'm going to be done because my belly is, I think, hungry gurgling.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm just going to hold this darn thing. Every once in a while I do put, since I have them now, the, whatchamacallit, oh my goodness. I said it earlier. The rivets, every once in a while I do put rivets in these, but this isn't vinyl, so I really don't need to.
I like it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
All right. And bag number 2. We'll get its handle. There we go.
SL says another alternative to interfacing is now on webbing.
Yes. All right, so there's that. And there's a nice sleeve length. Like if you put it knuckle down, it literally tops my sleeve. So it's, I don't know how tall, but it has a zipper pocket on the inside that has the quilter's little words. It's only one because if I would have put like slip pockets in on this, it would be way down there and that'd be really weird. So it does have a zipper pocket. It has this zipper pocket right here. The bag is 14 inches tall.
There you go. That's how deep it is.
So it has the zipper pocket with the blue accent color, which is on all the little excess stuff, the little accent color. And I did put the good zippers on here. So the only zipper that is the hidden zipper is the zipper that is inside the bag is one of those hidden zippers. Other than that, I use the good zippers on everything for these. I call them the good zippers because it's zipper by the yard and it sews better. And then you have a magnetic pocket on the back, which the pocket that's color is the poke lining, because obviously there wasn't enough fabric to do all that. So
Fergie says those bags are so cute. Great job, Tiff.
they should stand up. They're 3 inches wide. And they're exactly the same, so everything sits exactly the same.
Wendy says, love the wine bag. Makes it. That's good.
Yeah.
portion can flip over. Just another idea.
There we go. See if I can't get this one to stay standing. There we go. They're standing.
Beverly says awesome bag.
So there we have it. I've managed to make 2 bags today. Woohoo!
Stamps for the handle on this side, the floor portion. Okay, that's what
I would,
Graham says great job, so cute.
and they fold down. Naturally wants to fold down. If I would have put those bag hook parts about right here, this top would, you know, stay folded down. That's kind of cool, actually. So they don't have to be.
One girl was saying earlier she has a bag like that. I forget who said that, but
I was going to make my blocks, but I'll do those later because I'm hungry. You know, I worked myself into a hunger today with my bags.
Good job.
So they're like, yay! Fall. All right, so I made 2 bags. Awesome. Done. They're cute. Let's stay. Nope. Nope, they don't stay. All right. Anyways, my friends.
Those bags are adorable.
And you can see the bottom. My stitching almost lines up on my quilting. Oh, not on this one. Definitely not on this one. And there's some strings. Every once in a while, I forget to like get all the strings in every part because I did quilt it, so I have hangovers. I just need to like get rid of them. There. Stay. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope this inspired you to use your brain like I did and make something really weird, like a long bag that can be for wine. I'm going to call it the wine bag, by the way, and or for knitters and crocheters. So, but it's the wine bag. That's what I'm calling it because it's so tall. So, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to go.
Quick?
Any questions? Yeah.
Any questions? Anyone? Going once? Going twice? Thank you, bag.
I can fold it up like that, and it can lay flat. And I can stack them away.
Okay, no one's asking.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Love you all, and I will see you when I see you.
Good night.
Yeah. Bye.